I've seen Earn as a first item to just like turn a good lane into a shellacked lane. I've seen that.
Okay.
I've seen the skipping of Blade Mail. As we see
way.
Mira, there he is.
Yep.
We're probably going to go and take a look at Collapse here because he will be playing.
Yep, there we go.
I'm going to be skipping that.
Okay, very good.
Let's look at the stage where these players will be playing
very soon.
in a few days from now.
Well, depending on if they get eliminated, but these two seem to be safe from
probably
elimination.
we're going to see them there. Yeah. Especially if they have the cojones to pick Act. That's looking good for their energy levels.
Indeed.
Good for them. Yeah, he's got a Ring of Protection. I think even if you don't go for Earn, you probably still get a Ring of Protection just because Axe has very low armor, but good base regen. That's an S tier body, we would say.
Yes, it is. It's one of the best.
310 move speed, incredibly good stat gains. Unfortunately, his Berserker's Call gives a lot less armor than it used to, which is quite sad. It was nerfed to 30 and then 25. It used to give 40. So it can feel like if you don't have a Vanguard, like Beastmaster summons will rip through you. So Vanguard is an absolute must, which is fine because it was before as well.
So Vanguard, will Earn Vanguard, Blink. No Blink.
I think, or just Vanguard. Like the Earn is, it depends how the lane is going.
Okay. Well, we got a battle for the runes, and see what it ends up being here is Collapse already has that level of battle hunger available to get that extra move speed and harass. Such a hard hero to get away from. Attempted body blocks from Jack, but Skem will be first blooded. Big bad Axe. So very nicely done from Team Spirit. As in terms of the rune situation, 3 of them actually. Wait, is that right? Yeah, 3 of them went to Team Spirit as well. So.
Yeah. Good start. And there's lane shenanigans happening. I see how it is. Okay, wait a minute. Let me think about this. So they showed Axe bot getting the first blood while Yatoro was walking bot. So that way Yatoro doesn't have to play into the Beastmaster lane, which we talked about is probably the best lane and the best hero in the game against Void in lane with the 4. That's pretty cool. They did that first blood action as like a distraction. It was a distraction action.
Distraction action.
Yeah, that was nice. Axe versus Beast, you're gonna dumpster.
Not just any Axe, a Kallax.
That's right. Into I can't think. FBs.
FBZ.
I'm not Lacoste.
It's not a great. Toronto Tokyo is going to be facing off against Yopaj in the mid lane, the old tiny Storm Spirit. I mean, is Storm a hero without any kind of mana battery? We see it with Io occasionally, with Coddle as well.
Yeah, people are picking it. It's kind of slowly coming back. It doesn't feel like you can really do the long zips anymore. As Miposhka, for some reason, is mid and sniping Courier.
Yeah. And he's taking a lot of damage. Going to pop that Fairy Fire Avalanche from Toronto Tokyo as well. Looks like he's going to be able to take the Water Rune on both sides for Team Spirit. So Yopaj still with a couple charges on his bottle, so it'll be fine.
Has been killed. Radiant are scanning.
This is cool. Just like slowly rotating towards mid on Dazzle. Because Yatoro is perfectly fine free farming bot because of the lane rotation that they've done. I don't see how a Dawn does anything to a Face Void, really.
Miposhka. Well, he's getting some cover. Thanks to Yatoro. He's actually trying to bait this in. Actually kind of feeds himself. And Skem's not even going to die here. A little bit of a questionable decision there from Miposhka. But Yatoro can go back to the old farming.
He's not farming that well because he has been left alone, yeah, but he's solo XP.
That is true.
Collapse is just...
Yeah, it's not going to be an Earn, at least not yet. So Collapse, early Ring of Health is what he has his sights set on.
Yeah, you need the Vanguard versus Beastmaster. Otherwise, you're going to die to the Dom and the summons. He's also just battle-hungering the boar, which, it makes sense. It's worth so much.
Do you get call at 4?
You can go, like, 1-2-2. But and go for that second point at level 4 if you think you can get kills or if it's important. to kill the boar. So he's holding it. He doesn't. Okay, so he does commit to the battle hunger. That's to kill the boar and go for kills. I mean, he's not farming in this lane. He wants to kill people.
So basically playing the safe lane Axe, but unfortunately the shard has changed from the great days of old. I miss dearly, where the attack proc counter helix.
I missed that too.
That was unfortunately is now a damage mitigation thing as Toronto Toki gets the Avitas onto Yopaj, who's not able to get the power to help out in any capacity here. So Yopaj very low. As again, a 4-minute water runes. You have to be careful here. Tims will take one from the north. The telekinesis gem. Okay, it's going to be denied. But this is a poison touch. You got to be a little bit careful. Obviously, telekinesis down for 20 seconds. Yeah, yes, it is.
Yeah. Skem he didn't want a TP, but Miposhka forced him to there. No boots, so he'll be slowly.
That's an early Vanguard. 4.5-minute Vanguard for Collapse.
Yeah, that's quite early. He saved a lot of gold for that.
Battle Hunger. Using those creeps to his advantage here. Nice blocks as well, getting a couple Helix procs as a result, make it 3. Obviously, no call yet, but you expect level 5 for that to come. He wants to go for more. Okay, Battle Hunger, he wants to go deep, but he does kill a creep. FBZ, nice shackle from Tim's, gonna keep this gank at bay, but the Thunderbolt from Mira puts it to an end. And Collapse trying to keep his buddy safe here. Mira just TP's out.
That was beautiful Axe play. That was just nice. Doesn't even need the call. 3 points.
Look at the damage he's taken from Tim's. It's like he's not even getting hit. Literally.
Yeah.
I can't even tell his health's going down.
It is quite pathetic from Tim's.
Good lord.
He can be left totally alone up here now and collapse.
So.
You don't need to be anywhere near him. Spirit can just focus their supports on stacking jungle.
He went at 3 in counter helix, by the way.
Yeah,
so.
he did. He's farming.
Okay.
So this is a very greedy build, but it is.
He's dominating already. So.
Yeah, he's dominating, and.
Mira and Toronto Tokyo find 4 Tims on that Wind Ranger. He's taken out for now.
Mira's free to do as he pleases because Collapse is so huge top.
Nice warrior kill. Just delivered right to my mouth.
Yeah, there you go.
Delicious. I did it first person again for you. Scam onto the high ground, but trying to deny himself on the creeps, and it does happen. Congratulations to you. Collapse, though, gonna get ganked by Yopaj. And I believe I don't know if he has Electric Vortex on Yopaj, but he does. The no TP action gonna be coming here. But the Thunderbolt comes from Mira. Are you serious? Gracious me, oh my. I mean, they do find Collapse in the end, but Yopaj is the big kill. The mid lane storm.
Collapse is trying so hard to get Culling Blade there. He was so excited to maybe get that.
Yeah.
But still, getting the kill for the Storm rotation, that is the only hero currently that can deal with Axe. And presumably that's the reason why they picked it, is because when Axe cutting the creep wave, usually it's going to be bottom. You can rotate in and get a kill on him, and even though he has a Vanguard, your overload procs will often be enough to take him down. With the DD too, that should have gone amazing. But just narrowly Mira comes in and snipes the kill.
Yep. And I think he did have raindrops for that, but much more tanky now. We can see the roar into the zip by Yopaj with the Solar Guardian follow. Collapse, taking a ton of damage. Will likely fall. Trying to turn this around, but perpetually slowed by these boars. Getting kited. And that's going to lead to a kill for Yopaj himself. But Toronto Tokyo has come to play as well, so they get, at the very least, Team Spirit some sort of a trade offlane for offlane. But obviously, Axe is the one that has been completely dominating this game. So a higher value kill there.
I do like this move a lot from Boot. They're bringing all of their cores because you have to at this point. How are you going to collapse without doing this? Like, it feels like one of those games where this Axe is going to completely snowball if he's not dealt with. And obviously the single storm rotation did not work, and so you have to bring in the care at that point, even though it's a 3-core rotation. It leads to Rubik farming elsewhere.
Boy, if Collapse can find this this stack of ancients on the side of Boom, he's gonna get himself a nice, pretty penny.
Yeah,
But he does have a stack of his takeout. Finally has Berserker's Call, by the way.
Go take their stacks, take his stacks, and go back. There'll be more stacks for him. Yep.
Doesn't look like they have
He's
vision
going in.
here. Yep,
He's
walking
walking in, bro.
All right, that's going to be the hard camp. And I'm sure he's going to scout out the Ancients. Goodness, you've done this for me? All for me?
Oh, it's Christmas. Oh, they're going to stack it themselves. Are you kidding me?
Tim's being spotted out. Battle Hunger. Oh, the call's not coming because the Shackle shot slows down Collapse. But you can see the Battle Hunger is doing a lot of work here. That'd be the first chop of the game for Collapse. Permanent armor the rest of the game, and that is a triple stack, I believe. But not wanting to stick around any further, it seems.
Wants to go push the wave first. I think that's more than reasonable. Yatoro.
And he's gonna get away for now. Electro Vortex into the Starbreaker, but the Chronosphere comes from Yatoro, and notations from Team Spirit have come in numbers. Down goes the Storm Spirit, and Yatoro looks to be more than fine. Jackie gonna have to walk the opposite side. Very awkward path here for him. Obviously ult in, I believe from base.
Got TP. He's just trying to get to a safe location.
He's gonna get away, but it's gonna be a long walk back without that. Wait, I could have sworn he ulted in. He has his ult still. My mistake. Just having another mini stroke here. Is FBD gonna get off his roar, and there's the Dawnbreaker ult. So now he's officially used it. Collapse in a 1 versus 3. Starbreaker's gonna be disrupted by that Berserker's Call.
Okay.
And he DPs out in the midst of all of that. And an avalanche tossed by Tokyo, allow him to get the Illusion Rune. So kind of a failed opportunity there for Boom. Collapse barely gets out. Now has phase boots, so extra armor for him. Move speed as well. And he's still going Urn, apparently. Interesting.
Yeah, let's go for a late Urn. I don't know if he'll complete it, though. Maybe he will, actually, because he went phase boots, too, so that means he's trying to run around with, like, max Battle Hunger. He might even go extra points in it and just try to fight pre-blink. This is cool. I mean, this is what Seb does. I think Seb usually goes Urn first and then does this, but I saw him do like a max Battle Hunger build with phase boots.
Dire's structures are fortified.
It's a lot of damage, honestly.
Shackle shot connects from Tim's in the top lane, but Collapses here with the call. Thunderbolt to follow. Nice body blocks as well. Looking for another dunk and another stack. Okay.
Oh.
Unfortunate proc of the counter helix. His Beer's getting chased by a pine cone.
I don't know what they did on this patch, but it feels like that happens a lot now. That you just don't get the dunk off, and I maybe a reason for it is because the dunk is such a long cooldown. By the way, he does have 3 points of Battle Hunger, but the dunk is such a long cooldown now that like to waste it feels really bad. So people are a lot more like reserved in using it, and then you see the spin, and it's like, okay, he didn't get the dunk off. I think that's the problem. People are afraid to use it because if you use it, you're just done not getting any permanent stacks for the next like 2 minutes.
Yeah. Interesting. Yopaj is going for a quick Orchid on the Storm Spirit. Kind of an older school build from what I remember.
Yeah, against Void, Zeus, Dazzle, seems really good. All of these heroes are excellent to jump in silence.
Collapse is about to get ganked here by said Yopaj and company. In the midst of taking out these stacks, but
he's pretty tanky, man. I don't know.
They redirect and they're gonna Thunder God's Wrath just to see where they are. Now they have good picture.
He sees where they are, and Collapse is still just jumping there.
He's fine.
That's really funny.
It's a big boy.
4 points in Battle Hunger, man. 5-second cooldown. 25 DPS. Amplified, of course, by his armor, which he's got a lot of.
Oh, nice deny from Yopaj. No Battle Hunger for him. And we have a Chronosphere in the bot lane. Scam actually stealing Time Walk. Telekinesis as well. And what else does he steal here? He's got the Shadow Wave, and here comes the Dawnbreaker. Oh, the big turnaround potentially. Yatoro does get stunned. A lot of the HP comes back thanks to the Time Walk, though. But Yatoro still gets punished for his insolence in this bot lane. That just shows the global presence that Boom does have at their disposal. Toronto Tokyo and Collapse, though, coming for Retribution. Yopaj still with enough mana to zip away, so the focus is just going to be on the Dawnbreaker, which
got
gets
the dunk.
dunked. Collapse with the second stack of the game.
Boom just has 2 incredibly good Rubik players on their lineup.
Yopaj have to use a good hefty amount of mana to try to get away here. Thunderbolt Getting him quite low.
Radiant structures are fortified.
He does find the distance. Collapse still no with, not with a blink dagger. But he's getting close. Only 700 away.
He is going for it. I thought maybe there was some potential for completing the Spirit Vessel and just playing to like run around, but no, it's he's gonna go for the blink. They don't necessarily need it. What is Tiny building? He's going for the Echo Saber build because he's got an axe building blink. So it's like if one of these heroes needs to build the blink dagger essentially, and it makes more sense for an axe to do it because like is he really gonna complete the vessel? I don't think he needs more damage at this point. They've got plenty.
Dire's top tower
They're just
is under
waiting. Like
attack.
Centaur and Axe and these heroes can just
Radiant's
stand there and
bottom
kill
tower
creeps. It just
has
feels so
fallen.
good. Love it.
Yeah, this is the dream game when you can just like run at any camp you want on axe and farm it. Like he's the carry.
Oh boy. Nice juicy ancient stack for him too. Oh, we got the zip in from Yopaj though, looking for the kill onto Mira. But nice grave comes out from Aposhka, and Collapse wants to try to counteract this, but you find the Zeus. Yatoro does not have Chronosphere, but still going the high ground route. Focus now is on Skem, Avalanche, and Toss. So a trade for supports. And once this blink comes from Collapse, the Storm's gonna have to be a bit careful. Gonna have the really quick fingers on that Orchid that's soon to come.
Huh. And Collapse, he TP'd top to farm the wave rather than to farm the Ancients for his blink. So he's going to leave the stack for his carry player. Or maybe just some later. No, he's going to leave it for his carry, which Dazzle can help take this.
It's still a bit long of a take.
It is, yeah. Void's not the best hero at taking that.
Blink Dagger up though for Collapse. Let's see how active he wants to get. Maelstrom online as well for the Void, so...
I lied, he is farming it. He left one creep to Yatoro.
Well, I think Yatoro tried starting, and he's like, you should take it, Collapse.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
So looking for
He
that...
actually is queuing up, I mean, BKB is no big surprise, but the Shard. So, very interesting. So the damage mitigation against like a Dawnbreaker, I mean, is it, what kind of damage mitigation is it actually?
Physical, I think. I think, yeah, it's just to
Total
axe though.
attack damage.
It's just to axe.
Tokyo was initiated on. You can see the Dawnbreaker ult coming in. Collapse with a good call onto two heroes. Toronto Tokyo is the one taking the damage. Looks like the TP is cancelled, but the Grave keeping him alive just a little bit longer. Either way, it's a 1-for-1 to start this fight as Collapse again getting kited. Power Shot doing a considerable amount of damage. Do they have any follow-up? The Storm's coming in, zipping around, and they will take out the very high-value axe kill. And Yatoro taunting his way to the other side. Still has that chrono, but not able to find a good avenue to use it.
Well, yeah, that's the downside to axe, is that he's very farmed, very tanky, but he doesn't really do that much damage. He called two people there that went kind of as good as it could go. He got like both the backline supports, but the Dawnbreaker ult came in and Boom just focused other heroes first and then killed Collapse later. And that's why people get Blade Mail on Axe, is because it feels like you can hit these really sick calls and then kind of nothing happens. I suppose he just needs some follow-up. Like Toronto Tokyo needs to be closer for the Avatos.
Why not go for Blade Mail though? Too many small items maybe?
BKB counters it, and everybody's building BKB. I think is a... It's very easy to like BKB an Axe call. It's pretty like projected.
Dire are scanning.
You can also like a lot of the time see him about to jump you before he jumps you, and then you
Get
just
the old
BKB.
Shadow Blade on top of that.
Yeah, that's a lot of little 2,000 gold items.
Yeah.
Also, because he maxed Battle Hunger, it's a shorter call. He does have level 3 because he's skipping talents, but 0.4 seconds is noticeable when you're dealing with a hero like Storm Spirit.
FBZ's got the helm of the Overlord, going for the Shard next for some extra CC with the Hawks.
Almost Vessel on Tim's. Actually, I think he has the Vessel coming on Courier yet.
Toronto Tokyo gets the double damage,
Radiant are
so we
scanning.
can see Yopaj getting that Orchid now. So finally online. Again, kind of an older school build for Storm Spirit, but this is one that can really snowball for this hero. And the BKBs are going to be ever so important. Actually, it aligns perfectly with the Dawnbreaker BKB.
Yeah, Yatoro has nothing.
Pretty strong timing from Boom.
He has nothing to take this off. Like, no hero on Spirit has any way of taking this off right now, the Orchid, and they won't for quite some time either.
Feels like they need to kind of dodge team fights until they can get the BKBs, but we can see they're grouping up.
It's a long way away, though. That's really long.
He's going to get called to start things out, but there's a nice telekinesis. But the dunk will likely follow. No, he gets the Essence Ring off along with the Shackle, and Jackie comes in with the Dawnbreaker ult, and the Starbreaker is enough for Collapse to drop. So 5v4 advantage for Boom Esports. Some of them were ex-Fnatic, of course. Let's see if they can continue on here. Toronto Tokyo getting dropped. A nice steal on the Avalanche, and another beautiful Shackle as Miposhka does get off the grave, but FBZ with the Roar and the telekinesis again. Man, they have so much control at their disposal. And there we see the Orchid now being applied to the Dazzle. And that is a big team fight win for Boom.
I think you're right. I think this is a dodge timing from Spirit. There's no clear way that they can really fight. It's like they have to hit some really sick chrono, probably on Yopaj, but I don't even know if that's enough because there's the Dawnbreaker ult. But with that fight, Boom, they take Roche, and even when you get to the BKB timings, if you're playing into a gold lead and Roshan's in map control, you know, maybe it's not enough. Also, Storm got the Fairies Trinket, by the way. Very important item for him. Genuinely, it's the only source of mana cost reduction in the game.
How are we still talking about this item 2 years later?
I know.
It's crazy.
It's very good. It's a very good item. So he's very happy that he got that. I actually think Storm's power goes up by quite a lot when you get that. At least 5%. 5%,
huh?
Maybe you say 10% because the spell amp is also on that. It's like you don't drop this item until tier 3 items come out.
Yep. And we have another smoke. So Boom obviously seeing the fact that Team Spirit has no answer for all of this control that they have. Miposhka, he's going to tank the gank essentially, but the Orchid is applied to Collapse, and here comes the Dawnbreaker ult to follow. An easy pick-off again for Boom. They're going to get the Dazzle on top. So still with the Aegis advantage on the best hero in the entire game with Aegis, the Storm. And it feels like Boom had a real opportunity to kind of blow this wide open. Already a 5k lead. There's no reason to think they can't stretch this a little bit more.
I think they could consider getting a gem and just like dewarding the entire map. Maybe it's a little bit of a grief because it's like the one way Spirit could come back to the game, but pretty soon, like this is feeling like all the momentum is in Boom's favor right now. And Spirit to come back has Collapse queued up a blade now? No, he's still going for a BKB. It really feels like they lack damage to kill anybody in these stuns. I guess Yatoro maybe.
Boy, Yatoro, oh, he's got the shard. Yopaj already out of mana. Nice attempt from him. They did take that tier 1 tower bottom, no defense at all.
Dude, old Storm would have just chased and killed Yatoro there for sure.
For sure. Huh?
Yeah, absolutely. Are you kidding me? He used to have so much mana.
Toronto Tokyo with the double damage. It looks like Skem and company want to potentially pursue this, but Toronto Tokyo gets his tree, gets the avalanche toss, and like, okay. See what we can do with that. As a nice call comes in from Collapse, this will be a pretty big kill. This is just the Aegis though, and he's not even going to get that as Toronto Tokyo is the focus of Boom. The dunk comes, Collapse with the TP, but the Shackle cancels it. Actually, that was the Hawk, I believe, the dive bomb. And Collapse ends up dying to the triple kill of FBZ. Even Yatoro not caught out just in time with the TP.
Dude, that was a nice bait by Skem. Like, you see him walking up to the high ground as a Rico. What is he doing? This is crazy. But then you realize it's because his team is there, and it's a Tiny. If they commit to him and they kill him, he knows that his team is just going to kill Tiny afterwards. Especially with Storm. Like, Storm can just zip in and catch anybody. So he doesn't value his own life because the trade is going to be horrible for Spirit if they do go in. And it was. They lose 2 cores for that. And a tier 2.
Yeah, They keep
Dire's
getting
middle
every
tower
objective
has
they
fallen.
want. Storm without an Aegis any longer, but they got pretty damn good value out of
Dire's
that.
middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, they did.
This is going to be another tier 2 likely to fall. See if there's any defense for Team Spirit coming. Doesn't look like it. You see the ancient granite golem. Like, how can we ever destroy this thing?
Yeah.
Very
Dire's top
fearsome
tower
creature.
has
The
fallen.
only way to destroy rock is with water over millions of years, and I don't think
Yeah,
they have that time.
The erosion is
Right.
just out of control. They do have Void, though. He manipulates time.
That's true. If they
But
had a
where's the water coming from?
Morphling is not in this game.
Maybe if they take a fight in the river, it could go a little bit better for them.
So yeah, Yatoro needs to hit a chrono in the river.
Hawk, dive bomb onto Yatoro, but the save on the Dazzle. I don't think it's going to matter, though. They have the stun lock. Look at how much stun they have. Time walk, though, back to half HP. But FBZ, nice Avatos from Toronto, Tokyo, preventing that Primal Roar coming out. Another grave. This one was stolen, I believe, from Skem. So that's going to keep FBZ alive, and Collapse just dies. But looks like the dive bomb ends up finishing somebody off, so it's a 1-for-1 for both position 3s on each side. And another Toronto, Tokyo. It's going to see another Ags come out on Tiny. Have not seen a winning lineup do this yet.
Regeneration.
Seems to be always when you're on the back foot.
Really, never.
Never
I
ever.
feel like we have.
Not this tournament. Impossible.
Oh, that makes a lot of sense. Yatoro did not have the chrono for that fight. Otherwise, that may have gone a lot better for Spirit. It already went very well for them, given the deficit that they're at.
The amount of stun they have on Boom is crazy.
It is, and they're doing great backline jumping every single time, jumping Poshka, so he can't save people with the shallow grave. But now Skem has it, so the same thing needs to happen for Spirit as well. They gotta jump Skem, otherwise he will be saving them.
Indeed. Has his Aether Lens, making his range crazy. Blink Dagger next as well. FBZ, AC is on the mind, and relatively close to BKB on Storm.
He's gonna finish his pipe actually
Oh, okay.
against Zeus. I mean, even the time dilation has been pretty effective in the fights.
Yep. It collapses BKB a recipe away, but they do have the big one onto Toronto, or onto Yatoro. So he's been getting caught off. I mean, he did escape the initial onslaught.
Yeah.
Thanks to that grave.
So now they have to roar him, but then there is still the dazzle that they can save. So yeah, this basically means that Yatoro can just jump in and start hitting, and then uses chrono like much later into the fight. So he's like double the amount of time to hit people.
Boom's lead has kind of been at a standstill for a bit now at 7K. Collapsing Company looking to try to get a jump here, but the vision is in favor of Boom, especially with the help of the Beastmaster, who can just initiate from local range with his Hawks.
Yeah, it's kind of insane actually. When people are standing on vision, you just literally hawk them from across the map. It's really funny. It eventually gets there and then stuns them.
Dazzle.
Very powerful. It's the delay factor.
It's kind of like an instant stun because the Hawks are invisible. And it's usually used to start a fight, so there's often not like a sentry or any sort of detection there. It's
Nimbus.
Radiant are scanning.
I'm surprised he was able to farm that.
yeah.
on
Does he have a
Zeus.
Philly stone? He's got a Philly stone. That's how he got it. He's got that Philly. Big
Makes
ball
sense.
Philly.
Very fortunate for him.
Yeah.
Yatoro gonna take the Elven Tunic. Shackle is gonna connect, but he already got his time walk off, so the distance can't be made up from the side of Boom. Got the reset as FBZ just continue to take out this jungle's creeps. That's not
I've been
English.
wanting this.
That should help. Are
Jungle
scanning.
creeps here.
Too many E noises. FBZ,
So
jungle
do
creeps.
you do like Tiny Ags? I mean, it makes sense with the Chronosphere. Obviously, he's gonna need a Daedalus, or else it's not really gonna do that much damage.
Yeah, it's just the build that people are doing. I mean, Thompson, I guess you could say popularized this. Probably Thompson. It's because he's playing pubs, but so many people are watching his stream, and respecting him as a player. So it's like, I feel like a lot of people saw him do that in pubs and they tried it in pro matches. So I guess you could say that pro match people popularize it in pro matches. But yeah, it's just like the latest build on Tiny, especially on mid, because you get the tree grab talent so late now.
Shackle, Dawnbreaker all coming in. Do they have all the lockdown before he can get out the BKB? But the Grave is there, and he should be able to time lock a lot of this damage out, and he's back to full HP, basically. But she jumped in, but he's getting counteracted.
Oh, stolen Nimbus
was stolen, and died within the stolen Nimbus. Nice pick off from Boom. Able to take out Yatoro. They did for the BKB at the very least, so we talked about the nerfs to that item. It means he's not going to have that BKB for quite a while. But the fearsome Aghanim Scepter is on Tiny now.
Yeah, that's right. You are right. It is very low damage until you get like the break points. I think are like level 18. Once you get level 3 grow, it's actually pretty big. Lots of bonus damage. Whoa, he does not BKB.
Shackle, he does not. But the Grave again, and the time walk. Can he get it off in time? The dive bomb is keeping that bait. The roar on top of it, and down goes Yatoro. 70 seconds of no faceless void. And again, just the amount of stuns that they have on this team is absurd. And they're doing a great job of layering as well.
I gotta say, that was very greedy of him, flying up in mid lane against a Storm like that with no BKB. He must have thought with the Dazzle save that it would be enough to keep him safe, but it's like you said, the stun lock from Boom, there's so many disables, especially with the Rubik steals that are happening too.
Yeah. That Nimbus is a real juicy one for sure.
Yeah. This should be a pretty free Roshan for Boom because of that pickoff.
Jackie has that Dessa to make this go even faster, so Shard will come about. I expect Jackie to take it. Obviously, FBZ already has his. Yopaj.
Does Jackie not have one?
No.
Oh, yeah.
It's pretty important.
Free Shard? That sounds dope.
There you go. So Starbreaker, going to give you the old magic immunity and free movement.
All right, that's an S tier Ag Shard, right?
Stupendous.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, especially in this patch with BKB being nerfed, having some other source of magic immunity is amazing.
Yeah. No doubt about it. And then you get to that 25 talent, you get the double Starbreaker charge.
It's insane. It's actually close.
You can see Team Spirit, when they're fearsome when they're fearing this dragon, not a good sign for them. Telekinesis from ridiculous range. Dawnbreaker coming in, but Collapse with that BKB is going to avoid most of it. But the blink out from Jackie.
It's an arcane room.
Bay, indeed. Yopaj jumps in, focusing on Collapse. Not going to get the kill outright. Trying to force out the BKBs, but he's not going to fall for it.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
All right, I mean, Spirit's probably pretty happy with that. That's an arcane room used. Bunch of BKBs. I mean, did Jackie Boys use his BKB or is just no? He just used his Zag Shard and then he blinked out. Right. Nice little blink from him. Otherwise, maybe he does have to commit the BKB. So Boom can probably still push.
And now they've extended this lead to 14K. Still with the Aegis.
Dire's bottom
Still
tower
with
is
time
under
on their
attack.
side. Yopaj, if he gets an Aghanim Scepter, this
Dire's
that
bottom
is
tower
an S tier
has
Aghanim
fallen.
Scepter, by the way.
Yeah, that's a good
That
one.
is a top 10. I have like 20 of them in the top 10, but that is a top 10 for sure.
One very underrated thing about the Ags on Storm is you can't link consume when you get the Ags.
Yep, that's right.
That's a big one.
Now he's got a regen rune.
Okay. Bit of an arcane into regen scenario. I mean, we have total root control. This does happen, but that's a dream scenario for Storm. Next up will be the DD.
Yep, of course. I think an arcane will come next time, actually, again.
Okay.
That's my guess. Nimbus just being an annoying presence here, but Spirit just kind of locked in their base, which means this lead is just going to continue to expand for Boom.
Now Boom is just farming every single jungle camp on the map. We saw Liquid in a similar situation today. They actually smoked out and did a Hail Mary as soon as the Aegis was done. It feels like if they smoke out now for Spirit,
Radiant are
they're
scanning.
fighting into an Aegis, and even if they get a good jump, it probably won't work.
Collapse is going for a Blade Mail. Very late.
Okay, he's going for a late blade melt. Yeah, they need the damage. They really do. I mean, they're 15k gold behind. That's the best time to turn the enemy's damage against them.
True. Oh, nice avalanche into the toss. That is an Aegis just wasted, essentially. Jackie Boy comes in, gets off a nice Starbreak onto Yutara, but there's the Chronosphere. Do they have any saves, any stolen graves? Not yet, but Yopaj lives throughout the Chronosphere. They're going to try to turn this around to Yutaro, but the grave again. There with the time walk. Everybody is super healthy. Other than potentially this Tiny. You see Void not really wanting to go any further. So they're going to have to leave toward Toronto Tokyo to his own devices. And yeah, another stun lock, canceling the TPs. So 2 dead in favor of Boom. Let's see if they try to transition this any further. Mage Slayer on Jackie.
Yeah. That's a disassemble Echo Saber into Mage Slayer. Usually you disassemble Echo Saber into BKB and then Mage Slayer, but I think he actually had the Echo Saber after the BKB as well, if I'm not mistaken. Either way, you always get the Mage Slayer eventually. Built into Bloodthorn, so.
Dive bombs. Very annoying to deal with. Collapse, and there's the Nimbus to follow up his initiation. Jackie, though, gets off the beautiful Starbreaker and collapses dead. 50 seconds, no buyback, and Boom can take a set of racks.
That fight could have gone better for Spirit, the previous one we saw with Chrono, but Jackie Boys, he slammed him and got a bash. That's a basher. It wasn't a stun from Starbreaker. He just bashed him on one of the swings. So Yutoro's like, what the hell, man? I could have chronoed earlier. Killed the Storm.
Radiant's middle tower is under
They're
attack.
gonna continue on here. They got the Triceratops at the ready. And there is the tree volley for the initiation from Yopaj onto Zeus with the Orca, but a nice grave. They're gonna have to walk all the way back to base, into the fountain itself. Thundergod's Wrath is used. We're gonna take out this Storm Spirit, but Yopaj is gonna live. And a full reset now for Boom.
Where's that Arcane Rune at, baby?
Yeah, what's the
Where's that Arcane Rune?
Nothing.
Oh, the rune is...
Never know. Focus fire. Do they have the stun lock? Oh, the telekinesis into the Starbreaker.
And the bash.
Beautifully done. Down goes Yutoro. 80 seconds, no buyback. So Boom can just go down the lane again.
Is Tim's memeing with his quick buy? He's got a Wraith Band? Did he mean to put Wraith Pact in there?
Just a moment. Actually deleted it.
Deleted the Wraith Band.
Okay.
Okay, Eon Disc. Rubik.
Dire's top tower
Not
is
gonna
under
purchase
attack.
anything.
No,
because
the
this game is
game's
over.
gonna be over.
50 seconds of no Yutoro. Toronto, Tokyo, not able to withstand, not able to do that much damage here. Collapse with the initiation. It'll be a last-ditch effort from Spirit, but the nice Force Staff's keeping Jackie Boy very healthy. Has to double Starbreaker to get out of the arms of the Nimbus, and that's going to be a dead Miposhka. Buys back instantly. Range Rax is the only thing they've gotten in this top lane. They will take out the Nimbus, which is kind of preventing them from freely coming up this cliff. Boy, they're really having trouble killing that. And I think that Team Spirit are going to have to give up this melee Rax as well. So the defense of the last lane in mid, now that Yutoro's coming back with Chrono.
This is the defense of the Barrack.
Barrack.
That's right.
But technically it's still 2. Range
The
in.
range doesn't count as a Barrack.
Okay.
It's pathetic.
Onto Tokyo. Nimbus help. Okay. They find a pickoff onto Skem.
Oh, he dropped a gem.
Yep. Not too shabby. Because they're going to need a lot more of that.
Dire's middle
Crystal is
tower
online
has
now for the
fallen.
Tiny, so Tree Volley's going to do something now.
Those 37-minute items. Both teams want to get those. Very impactful.
They
Stormcrafter's
did
a
get
nice
a
one.
Titan Sliver as well onto Tony. One of the best items to
Ooh.
get.
Yeah, that's the best hero in the
Dire
game for
are
Titan
scanning.
Sliver, especially with this build. Almost has the full Daedalus too. And yeah, one problem with this tiny build is that
Radiant's
there doesn't
structures
really
are
feel like a
fortified.
great time to slot in BKB because you do need the Daedalus so quickly after the Ags,
Radiant are
which is
scanning.
why Toronto Tokyo has died a few times because he doesn't really have anything to escape. But I feel like you have to do this. Like in this state especially, I like that he's just going full on damage. He's not like, I'm going to survive. It's like, who gives a shit if you survive if you're just going to lose afterwards anyway, right? Oh, there's an arcane.
There it is. Easy. Okay, so Daedalus, like you said, fully online now for the tree volley. So this actually, stop the meme. This is actually a really good spell now.
Yeah.
This will do a lot of damage, but the problem is they haven't been able to stun lock to the degree that Boom had. And Boom have been force-staffing pretty nicely out of like these little AoEs.
They've got Chrono.
They need the Chrono, though.
It should work. Yeah, they have the tools. Spirit has the tools. Just whether they use them right.
Oh, Mira. Faking the Thunder Gods. Tim's is going to show himself. Free volley coming. There's the initiation. Eon Disc proc immediately from Tim's.
Spirit a bit off the...
And Scam.
They're,
Two Eon Discs proc.
Yeah, they get the Eon Discs. That's the Zeus classic. Just proc those. Maybe that's like not even a good item against Zeus, actually, now that I think about it. Can't you just ult and they instantly proc every time?
How much damage do you have to take? You have to get to a certain threshold
Well,
of your
these,
HP.
yeah, well, for these supports, it's 70. It's when you fall below 70%, so 30% of their HP. So it's like, so for Windrunner, it's like 750 damage.
No, ult's not doing that much.
I mean, it's 425 damage plus 9% of their current health.
Yeah,
And
but it's also reduced, right?
I've
By
been
25%.
wanting
That's true.
Roche is
Radiant's
respawning.
middle tower is under attack.
I mean, I think on top of the shard for Zeus, it
Dire's
definitely
middle
helps.
tower is
I
under
mean, you
attack.
definitely can't, like, you obviously have to get this against Faceless Void. I'm not saying it's bad here. I'm just theory crafting. Against
Team
Zeus,
Spirit,
it's worse.
this feels like a last-ditch effort. They
Dire's
have to
middle
get
tower
this next
is under
Roche.
attack.
They're going to find Schem. Avatos deleted. Now, does Boom still want to fight is the question. FBZ's going to be bound. He can pop the BKB, but there's a Chronosphere. Dawnbreaker ult right on top, healing him to such a high degree. Tree Volley not really doing that much here. Trying to focus on FBZ is Yatoro, as Collapse already super low, but a nice grave keeping him alive just that much longer. Gets off the last call, but it's not going to be enough to survive. Does have buyback, though, will use it. FBZ getting out with the Glimmer Cape. Jackie trying to reposition, but Toronto Tokyo is all over the place. The Avatos with the Tree Volley. Yopaj just a little bit late on the Electric Vortex with the Aghanim Scepter.
Oh, he's gonna
force the
BKB.
TP, but the Thunderbolt takes him out.
Radiant's
And that is a
middle
big
tower
fight
is
for
under
Team
attack.
Spirit, which should lead to this Tier 1 at 40 minutes, but more importantly, the next Roche.
Radiant's middle
All right,
tower
the
has fallen.
Tree Volley's actually kind of owning. He's doing big boy damage. Getting a lot of gold, too. He can get a next item soon. He's about 2,500 gold. They're going to have Roche. Aghanim Scepter on Roche, too.
Oh boy.
Oh, wow.
That's a Faceless Void Axe.
I think so. I think so.
Yeah, you could go for good Juju, but likely to give it to the core here.
Well,
I want to see an Axe, honestly.
I want to see good Juju, bro.
Sean has fallen to the depths.
It's Faceless Void. I mean,
It's
this one's cool.
Yeah, I mean, it's good. It's just incredibly good. Yatoro's got the most net worth, so may as well buff that up by giving him an axe.
Indeed. All right, so this, I think, has just turned into a game.
This is a game, for sure.
It wasn't a game until
No.
that fight.
No, boy, Tiny kind of needs to be dealt with, I almost feel like. Because if the Chrono, I mean, I guess if the Chrono
Radiant's middle
doesn't
tower
come
is
out,
under attack.
it's a lot harder to hit the tree tosses. And there's a lot that's being expended to, if the Chrono does come out, to like protect the people in the Chrono. Like the Dawnbreaker ult was into the Chrono, but then Dawn dies because he's in the Chrono then. And so it's, yeah, I guess Yatoro needs to die first or Tiny needs to die first. But then there's the Dazzle. We got a game, man.
Does he need Shard on Tiny? The fact that he doesn't have it this late of the game is...
No.
I mean, I know that he's throwing trees. So
It's Shard, when you do this build, is just for sieging, and I don't think they're going to be doing sieging anytime soon. And if they are, it'll be because Boom is completely dead, and he won't be the Shard.
Yopaj smoked up right now. Getting some sentries out there. So Cheese on Collapse, and this is a really good game for Cheese because these Graves have been on point. So they're going to be super low and then unstunned, even though there is a lot of stuns to get through for Boom.
Yeah.
But it should be pretty value. I mean, is there a Spirit Vessel? I think there was, right? So if that's applied, that's going to be maybe not as great.
But there's
0 charges.
He has BKB though on
scanning.
collapse, so it's kind of mitigates that. You're gonna like
Radiant's
BKB after
bottom
the
tower is under
the
attack.
grave and pop the cheese and then jump back in with the BKB.
Okay.
So it's cheese is impactful for sure. It's feeling like the late game of Team Spirit is really coming together between
Yeah, their late game is scary.
It is. Like Zeus, Tiny, and Void are the big 3 heroes. With Dazzle obviously saving the big 3 heroes. Collapse. He's a stun. He's kind of a stun at this point. A good one, but just a call.
Dire's middle tower
That
is
blade
under
mail.
attack.
That blade mail, baby. That blade mail.
The BKBs are going down. Right? Blade mail gets more value. BKBs are not as good. Guitaro has to backtrack down. 20% backtrack. Pretty damn good. Procs that Eon disc.
So that did proc it.
But
Was it the Zeus ult that proc it?
Radiant's middle
it
tower
was the
is under
Void.
attack.
It might have been. I mean, Zeus might have done something too, but
Oh, he's up there.
Guitaro not scared. Just working on these creeps. Skem on the cliff. They don't see it. And now it feels like Spirit are almost at an advantage. I feel like obviously this Aegis has a lot to do with it, but
Oh boy, that's a big boy.
oh
That's
yeah,
a big one.
Tree Volley is about to delete the whole team.
Radiant's middle
Guitaro,
tower is
I mean, they
under
are
attack.
kind of dependent on a decent chrono. The last one only hit
Radiant
1, but it didn't seem to
structures
matter,
are
so maybe I'm wrong. But
Mira's got an Octarine core
Radiant's
as a
middle
support
tower is
Zeus.
under attack.
Man, that Philly Stone
Radiant's
put
middle
in work
tower
this
has
game.
fallen.
is it still on?
No, he's got the Timeless Relic now.
yeah.
Of course, you got to take that. No, he's okay. Now this with the Kaya, he's doing a lot of damage.
Yep.
That's a lot of damage.
The ult probably does
Dire's
proc
middle
Eon
tower
this
It
time.
probably
is
does
under
with the
attack.
Kaya, and the Relic, of course.
Oh,
And a shark.
stupendous.
Damn,
Ooh, we're gonna see a Wind Waker here pretty soon.
that's
I'm gonna have a little mini aneurysm when that's used because I won't remember the name when the fight comes.
that will be the 3rd one this game.
A little concerning, but that's fine. Just we'll blame it on that carrot cake earlier.
Let your doctor figure that one out.
Yeah. Abyssal Blade now up for Jackie. And Collapse working on a refresher, so this is kind of an older school build for Axe.
I like it. I
All
like it.
control. And there it is, the Thunder Gods.
Oh, there we go.
It needed the Nimbus.
The ult didn't, but the Nimbus did. Super worth using the ult and Nimbus for that, I think, because it's such a long cooldown now with the nerfs to it. Yatoro, he's up.
He is. He has Lincolns. Did FBZ use Roar there? What was that? Either way, we're going to see a big tree volley, but the Force Staff's keeping him at bay. A beautiful electric vortex onto 3, but the Chrono finds 2, but the Hurricane actually brings Storm Spirit out, and Yo Punch lives! Are you serious? Unbelievable. With the stolen Chrono now, Yataro can still move inside, so he's still working on Jackie and whatnot, but the buybacks come through for both Collapse and the Wind Ranger. Nimbus is there. Okay, we got a lot of damage coming from Toronto. Tokyo finally pops that BKB. Dawnbreaker dead. Buyback available though, FBZ able to TP out. Oh, that was close. With that Aghanim Scepter on Yatoro, would have bashed him. Oh my god, that Hurricane
That was an insane
was
play.
sick.
The Hurricane. That was FBZ that did that, so shout outs to him.
Oh
It wasn't just like the
goodness.
random neutral that did that, although they sometimes do. And then the stolen Chrono too, it actually kind of... That was decent for Yatoro.
Yeah, that
he
helps
just,
him. I feel.
he just kept bashing away. He was having
Yeah.
a good time with that. FBZ does now have the Eon disc. He can assemble that whenever he feels like it. So getting gone on for him, not so bad anymore. There was a few, like the Rubik lifts that in that fight were very impactful too, because a bunch of tree tosses or tree volleys were like about to kill a hero and they would just lift them out. I think there was a lift out of like a call too or something like that. It was yeah, that was nice. That was really nice from Boom. Even though it actually did not end up going their way. I am shocked it did not go their way with how they played that fight.
Yeah.
That really worries me for them. I want to see the Rubik lift because I feel like there's a few of them. Yeah, there's the first lift. And then the saves this game.
Oh.
The Hurricane out.
Why does Hurricane work through that?
No.
I mean, Force Staff doesn't. Wait, is this live?
This is live. This is
All right, Dazzle's dead. All right. Oh, we got a double damage
good
again.
lord.
Toronto, Tokyo.
good game.
I mean, what can he even add to this?
Look at his damage. That's 1,000.
He has 1,000
He has
damage.
1,000.
And he has crit. Okay,
Oh,
Dawnbreaker
here we
is
go.
coming in. Eontis is there. Tree Volley is canceled thanks to Electric Vortex. And a huge Starbreaker from Jackie. And Boom are actually destroying this fight. Toronto, Tokyo with the BKB. He two-shots the Storm. Are you serious? But he does fall in the end. And the buyback is available for the Storm Spirit if he wants to expend it. Mira has the jump, but he's going to be brought down as well. A huge team fight for Boom. Unreal. The Tree Volley, I feel like, got like 2 procs off before it was canceled with the Electric Vortex.
It did. Yeah, that was. That felt like it was going to be sick for me. But Yutoro getting caught out first. Or, sorry, that felt like it was going to be sick for Spirit, but Yutoro getting caught out first is the real issue there. The Chrono's so important to set these fights up.
Yeah, Jackie, they want to continue on. The buybacks are there other than for the Faceless Void, and that is a dieback for Mira. So this is going to be a 3v5 at best for Team Spirit, although the Storm Spirit has yet to buy back because they don't really need them. Biding their time. Fortification's already been popped. They should be able to get Megas. And obviously Team Spirit's strategy right now is to try and wait for the Void to respawn.
They're fine with playing against Mega Creeps. They have Void Ags, so they can clear the creeps. They have Zeus. I think that's the call. Tiny as well. He's got the shard now, so they can cleave.
They know this is a dieback on Zeus, though. Storm's going to be up. That's like 40, 50 seconds that you know that you don't have to deal with it. So that does open a window. And they know that I guess the Chrono is back.
I think Boom is... I feel like they're going to
late
back
Roche.
off because it's a late Roche. So they don't realize
Yeah.
that waiting the 60 seconds, it's... Like they're gonna wait for Roche, which allows Spirit to have this respawn. And Zeus is very important right now.
Oh, we have the Roar. Solar Guardian coming as well. This will be such a big kill for Boom, and they're gonna find him. Toronto, Tokyo, dieback. That is unfortunate for Team Spirit. And that ward giving good vision for Boom to take advantage. And now they can try to go for Throne. Chronosphere is available. Axe is also up, but this is a tall order for Spirit to try to defend. Toronto took, or Yutoro, I should say, jumping in. Lincoln's is procced already, but the buildings are already taking massive damage, and they have the control, but a nice save for the time being. Collapse trying to create as much space as he can for the Void to get out. Yutoro trying to heal up as much as he can, but you can see, even with the Chronosphere, they're just beating down the Ancient, and Boom Esports take game 1 in Man, we have had a lot of shit Dota today. I'm not going to lie. This was not one of those games.
No, that was
this
good.
was a god
That was
game.
good. That's the dream. That's the dream. Yeah, that was cool. I mean, I was hoping for the comeback just so we could see the Tree Volley actually work
Yeah.
and have some like crazy impact. But Boom